hell before, else you would know that someone must. There are good things about seclusion. I would say there are at least 2 or more good things about being isolated.
Really?
I would say there are at least 3 good things about being held captive.
I don't remember them.
Have you ever been held before?
Yes, now.
Before now, have you ever been held?
I don't remember.
Then you haven't! Once being held, it is simply impossible to forget. To have it slip one's mind that once, at some time, one was held.
Then I haven't been.
I wonder what your offence was.
Don't know that either.
That's where they fail, isn't it? They never state the offence. Only the brutality of being kicked awake in the middle of the night, of having a boot kicked into your groin, of being hurled into a metal cage.
There was no cage.
No cage?
None.
Very strange.
I suppose you have been held.
Oh, countless times. I've done nothing else.
Offence? What was yours?
This and that.
I feel hungry.
Yes, well.
When do we get fed?
Not today.
I've never been held before.
Captivity isn't all bad. There are good things about captivity.
Tell them to me.
Quiet, for example.
Where?
And here it's quieter.
How can it be quiet with the stream of words that flow from your mouth? How can it be quiet?
Here.
No! Don't like it! Say something else!
Give you time to think.
About what?
Your life, your family, your offence.
I don't have a family.
Oh, and finally there is a shaft of light that comes through that window over there, the north-facing one, at exactly 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, a shaft of light comes through that window and falls onto the floor, and at times, rarely, but it has been known to occur, it touches the opposite wall. The shaft of light, the one I'm talking about, comes through the crack in the window, falls onto the floor, and onto the wall, finally!
Oh.
Vaguely recall the first time I was hurt.
Do you?
Impossible to forgive, like I said.
Was it in this same room?
Smaller one. The longer you are held, the bigger the rooms get.
Is that true?
No.
Who were you held with?
A woman? I don't know. Jane! Oh, Jane, she was called. Jane killed her husband in his bedroom.
Oh.
Yes. Also a noose appeared. Also the captivity would not end unless Jane or I hung from the ceiling.
Time passes very slowly here. Feels like I've been here days and days, almost an entire month, when in reality all it's been is a single hour. What will happen to us, do you think?
Nothing. Why should anything happen?
Well, I would assume that at some point someone comes through that door, explains to us the nature of our crimes, we're either released or go to trial. I don't suppose we just sit there forever.
Why not?
That makes no sense at all, does it?
Well, neither does the shaft of light. Neither does being held captive without reason. Neither does 1,000 other things. Oh, silence, please. It's almost 5 o'clock.
How many lines do you suppose are on that wall that I'm looking at?
Many.
Yes, many, but how many? A million? Do you suppose there could be a million lines on this wall if I counted each line of every rectangle and each meeting point of every brick? Do you suppose there could be a million lines?
Quite easily.
Easily, yes. I think they've forgotten about us.
Who they?
No, captors, they've thrown away the key.
Oh,
wanted to see my name. I told them. Some people had been complaining. That had some complaints about me. Are you listening? People had been complaining about my noise, my lack of silence, my utterances. Apparently I spoke often and loudly. Was it true? Had I been speaking? Because I knew that silence was the law. Speaking was not allowed. They told me to be quiet. They told me to be absolutely quiet and not to say another word.
What did you do?
I replied, "You stupid bitch!" I replied, and so...
You have no place speaking!
Oh, even so.
Oh, you knew what would happen when you spoke!
Yes! How many others are in this house?
Millions.
It's not true. It's too quiet. Where did the voices go? It's too quiet. Are you telling me that they've succeeded? They've succeeded in their silencing, and that women in the other rooms have hung.
I've been in here with you. How could I know? Why are you here? I was lonely.
No, it's too tart! You're not being held like I am, are you?
There are good things about seclusion.
Tell them to me!
Be quiet! If only you would stop speaking long enough for the quiet!
No, fuck you! When you hardly believe the reason I'm in this tiny cramped room with you is because of my lack of silence. Fuck you. Where did the voices go?
Not voices. Rats. Diseased rodents. I heard them scuttling through the walls last night.
No, those were humans.
No, they were rats! Oh, I know the sounds the tiny claws make on the floor! Ah! We're in a room infested with rats!
I will not die!
Simply be silent.
I won't! But if I were to be,
Then you are released.
but I'll be dead.
That's very likely.
And you? Why won't you hang?
I'm tired.
No.
This belief is not forever. Can't possibly last forever. Are you hungry? It's almost feeding time. This room is so very quiet. Giving up is not the greatest sin.